on here and just give y'all a full breakdown of everything. I've been getting a lot of messages over Airbnb, how I've been able to do it and get started with by leveraging my credit, right? So, um, first things first, really, it's always about mindset, right? It's really having the right mindset, knowing you're going to be able to do it. If you have never taken a jump or a risk or any sort of entrepreneurship, it is the shift in a mindset that you have to take. The reason I went in and started Airbnb, it was unintentional. I never planned it. I never looked into it. It's just simply marketing, right? Understanding marketing and what people look for, and me as well understanding Airbnb hotels, the hospitality is always it's never going anywhere. It doesn't matter how the economy is or how much money somebody has, right? There's always somebody that's going to be traveling for work, for family vacations, partying, whatever the case is. So that's kind of why I jumped into it. I didn't have a blueprint. I didn't have anything really. I just jumped in there and really wanted to test myself, right? Wanted to test myself, my skills, and my mental capacity, seeing how far I could take it. So, um, for anybody who tunes in, I really want to see where everybody's mindset is. If you're already started your entrepreneurship journey, if you're still working a 9 to 5, or you're already full vet going at it. So, anyways, let's talk a little bit about mindset, and then I'm going to show you the more analytical side, right? So, first things first, when going into Airbnb, right? It's a long-term game. Yes, you do start making some money in the beginning, but it's really more about investing and uh, doing your research, right? Understanding who you're going to be targeting. I'm just going to be comparing it, giving y'all examples of mine that I'm already dealing with. So, so I started in a completely different market than my hometown, right? But first, I got very familiar with my hometown. My hometown is Dallas. It's already well established city. I'm sorry. A lot of people go for business, a lot of tourists, but it's not nothing interesting, right? So I personally didn't choose Dallas as my own, and especially it's very saturated as well. I'm not scared of saturation, but it does decrease the profit margins, and I want somewhere where I actually enjoy it, where I like being in. Why? Because I get to stay there as well, right? So the idea is, how can you live anywhere you want for free by renting your place out? So get a good idea, get a good understanding of what market you want to jump into, right? Me, I chose Austin. Why? Austin is such a small town, right? It's only 3 away from Dallas, but it's a city that is expanding like crazy, right? It's one of the fastest cities growing in the nation. Um, During COVID, right? So 2019, when everything shut down, most corporations and left and moved their headquarters into Austin, right? So some of the biggest headquarters that we have is Samsung. You got a $7 billion development that they're doing right now, and they actually just expanded. So you have Samsung, you have Tesla, which is about a $3 billion development. You have um, Google, Bank of America, Dell, Apple Campus, Oracle. You have all the big headquarters, right? These are all multi-billion-dollar corporations, and they all moved their headquarters here into Austin. Now, why? Well, a lot of different reasons, right? But tax reasons. But this is the thing: a lot of these people don't have nowhere to live. Why? Because Austin is such a small, tiny town, and if you're in real estate or you pay attention to what's going on in the market, these houses shot up like crazy, right? They doubled in price in almost a year, and any little house that you had or that went on sale, I mean, it flew off the market in 7 days, right? And everybody was paying 100, 200. I've seen up to 300,000 over asking price. So the demand was definitely there and not enough supply, right? So I saw that as an opportunity for myself. Now, again, we go back to mindset. There's a lot of people that are scared of, they never jump into entrepreneurship because they're scared of competition, right? I admire competition and I really go after it because it gives me a good advantage of seeing what works, what the best companies are doing, taking that and moving it somewhere else, right? So I was paying attention to Dallas, seeing what was happening, who was the biggest property management Airbnb managers, and I paid attention to what they were doing, right? So everything from going into an Airbnb, staying at 5, 10 Airbnbs, I was doing everything exactly that they had, right? So the way it all comes down to the way they communicate with you, how fast they communicate, their instructions, the check-in instructions, the pictures that they have, right? What type of things that they offer. And these are things that I started looking at. And there was a lot of places that didn't offer this in Dallas. And there was more on the higher end that did offer it, right? So what I did is I started paying attention to see who had the best strategy. And that's what I brought to Austin, right? I stayed at a few Airbnbs out here in Austin, and there's a few big companies that are on point, right? There's about 2 or 3 of them that I could think of that all of their Airbnb units are pretty top of the line, right? They offer just about everything. And by everything, I mean some pretty good towels. They offer some water jugs, um, hand soaps, shampoo, conditioner, toothbrushes, toothpaste, earbud. I mean, everything, right? So what I did is I started getting a good idea of the type of people that were staying here in Austin, right? And like I said, I there's a ton of people that are traveling into Austin for business, right? A lot of their corporations, their jobs just moved here. So a lot of people are here, right? Austin is the new tech city, media, film, and real estate, right? So I'm here for the real estate side. And I started realizing, well, I need to see how these people think, right? So I'm already in the real estate space and I already know what I'm looking for when I'm traveling to whatever, to visit some properties, right? We had 10 acres out here in Austin in a small town, right? And I came out here to visit, so I had to get an Airbnb. When I got the Airbnb, I saw a lot of these people that are hosting here pretty much suck, right? And this is in downtown Austin. They don't offer many things. They charge a lot. They knock your head off, but they don't offer some good things, right? So I wanted to be the one to actually stand out from that. And what I did was I paid attention. So the Airbnbs that I did get, I went and looked into the reviews, right? Because if you put yourself in the position of the other person on the other side, right? So in this case, I was the person renting it out. What am I looking for? What type of budget? What type of amenities in the apartment, in the house, or whatever, wherever it is you're staying? You want to be close to whatever, right? The river, the stores, the entertainment, the bars, anything within that. And then I started kind of piecing that up, right? So it's a whole puzzle. You got to see it as a puzzle. How do these people think? What do they want? Their check-in instructions. How automated do you want it to be? How can you make their life easier, right? Efficiency and convenience. I live by that. All my businesses are about efficiency and convenience. So what I did from there is I started taking notes of all the reviews, right? Of all the people and all the complaints.